Well, let's see. This is testing on tape number 1. I have to check with the volume here to see if we're all right. And I'll leave the volume right there, and we'll see if that records.
Now, what do you say?
Are you going to climb up on me?
I'm live here.
Well, anyway, I thought it would be fun for you to tell me where you were born.
Well, I was born in Santa Rosa. I don't know much about it. Then we moved back to Kenwood, and I don't remember much about that time. We lived about a block from the schoolhouse. First place I remember.
You moved around a lot, didn't you?
We moved around.
Your dad was in the real estate business?
No. We just...
He sold, I guess he just sold his homes, didn't he?
Yeah. Mother had to move around for different reasons. And then we were over there by the school. And the only funny thing I can remember about that was Mother was washing clothes one day, and she said, let's go over there, the arbor, at the schoolyard with grapes and stuff. And she sent me over there to get a bouquet of flowers. And so I went over there. I don't know where did I get that prize. And I went screaming home to Mother. And I said, Mother, there's something big, black, with great big eyes. And she brought her, she was washing clothes, and she had her stick, and it was a poor owl that got soaked with tar, it was on that side of the road, and the tar, when they went by, because...
Splash.
Yes, they got on there, that poor owl, who was just drenched with oil.
Yeah.
And so she killed it, but they had those big eyes, and that's what scared me, those big eyes, that poor owl, But that's the only thing I remember from that.
That was in Santa Rosa. How many brothers and
That's down in
sisters?
Kenwood.
And that was Kenwood.
Kenwood. And then we had...
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Oh, I just had one brother and 4 sisters. And then we moved up to this ranch, 80-acre ranch, just right on the highway there, just about a mile from the school. And we had a grape. Dad had grapes, and we raised cattle. And, that was all about this kind of farming, We each had our own cow to milk, And then we had to work in the vineyards to pull everything after school. We don't change clothes and go and pull the mustard out between the grapes.
For the weeds?
Yes, all by hand. And then we have Dad's second farm and do potatoes and do all the farm with here, all 4 girls, My brother had gone down to Belize or someplace to work. He was never there. I didn't really get to know him.
Joe.
He moved around. But then we lived there till Dad couldn't do, his heart was bad. So then we moved back to Santa Rosa. And, I was finishing the 7th grade when we moved back. And I finished the 7th grade. And I wanted to go on to high school. Well, I went out to start high school. It was the first semester. And of course I was playing basketball. And
That's where I got that desire to play, was from you.
Yeah. And Mother said, well, she couldn't help me like in English. She couldn't help me with my studies. And so I wasn't doing too good, I guess. And so she said, well, all you're doing is playing basketball. You can just quit and go to work. And I had to quit school. And she bought me a bicycle so I could go to work. And I worked, rode my bicycle. I got a job at Florence, Florence there in Santa Rosa. And then after that lasted about 6 months or more. Then I got a job at Luther Bank.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I had to learn to type.
Luther Burbank.
And he had about 30 girls learning to type on the old Corona typewriter. And we I learned to type, and we just sat there addressing envelopes all over the world where we advertising had seeds, you know.
Right.
And I worked that till we closed it down. I worked there for a long time.
Several years?
Yeah. And then
Oh, here's
we
your
had my
breakfast.
breakfast. Yeah. Morning. Time.
So you were back in Santa Rosa?
Oh, yeah, working for Luther Burbank. And worked there for quite a while. And then I don't know why I quit. I thought, well, I went to work for Woolworths, I guess. The next job I could get. I worked for Woolworths. And then I wanted to go to business college. So I earned enough to go to 3 months to business college. And to learn shorthand, you know, everything. And but then my mother never pressed me to go on to school or anything like that. So I tried to get a job. I got several jobs, but I couldn't keep it because my grammar wasn't good. And they didn't check the grammar at the college at all. They didn't get the blue book, you know, you check it off. Well, I didn't know whether it was right or wrong or anything.
Right.
So I didn't like sitting in an office, you know, just wait for a man to call for letters. I worked for a water company, and then I worked for the real estate man. And then well, I just quit that. And then my sister, Frances, you know, was down in Santa Clara, was going to have a baby, so she said, come on down and live with me. So I went
Was
down.
that baby going to be Francie?
Yes. And it was a breech baby. She had a tough time. Anyway, I worked then over Woolworths in San Jose. I took the bus back and forth every day to the
This is from Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
Oh,
And then after Ed got a promotion and moved to Reno. And so she would come on and go to Reno.
Ed was Francis's husband.
Yeah. And so we moved up to Reno.
With them, 3 of you, huh?
Yeah, 3 of us. And the baby. And that's where I met Pat. Was at the Methodist Church. And he was singing in the choruses there because he was working part-time here in the Y, and we had the chorus meeting at the Y. And that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about all. I had to work all the time. And Mother, we didn't have a library there in Kenwood.
Yeah.
Mother never encouraged to read, so we played games all the time. Or I had to do fancy work, you know, working on blankets and stuff that way. We used to crochet along all the different pieces and stuff that way. She had a friend that was a milliner, and they'd give her all the little hats, the velvet hats, you know, and we would take that off. And after she cut out and made her the quilts.
What was your dad doing when you were up in Reno? Was he still in Santa Clara?
No, they were in Santa Rosa. No.
You had just moved to Santa Clara,
Yeah.
so I see. Was he still on the farm?
No, he moved back to Santa Rosa. He didn't do anything. He lived on Mother's money. That's
Right.
all.
She got an allowance, did she, from the Credo family?
Her mother, that's what kept us going. Yeah. I don't know what we would have done if she didn't have that.
Yeah.
That didn't work. We sure been a hard time.
Well, the Credo family must have been pretty wealthy.
And here they're wharfs. And they rented that out or something. Wharfs. Yeah. George said that when he was in England and he found out that the Credos had pretty castles around different places, a castle or 2. He didn't know just where, but where they got their money was all from the wharves that they owned. Yes. Your mother never talked much, but you're that age, you don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Anything about your relatives or you don't know them, and she like talking about strangers.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she would have written more about her childhood, you know. But she went to a private school, see? And they didn't talk to anybody else unless they were English, you know. They didn't let anybody do because it's cheaper people, working people.
What was the name of the girl that was going to be your dad's wife?
That was Mabel.
Mabel, huh?
His mother's sister, Mabel.
How many sisters did grandmother have?
I think she had 4.
But
I think
the
there were
same
5
as you.
girls. I think there were 5 girls, he said.
Did that really make Mabel unhappy?
You tell me.
Yeah, I bet.
No, because they came married right away and then came across in the boat, so I don't know anything more about them.
Oh. Did you ever get to see any of the Credo family? Did they ever come to the United States?
No.
I didn't.
I went home when I was 3 years old, and they took me when I was the youngest,
That's right, she went back once,
Yeah.
didn't she? Yeah.
and I was 3. So I don't remember anything about that then. But they all wanted to see the baby, you know, see me here.
Yeah. Well, so you met Dad in Reno. How old were you when you met Dad?
18, 19, I guess, something like that. We only knew each other about a year when we got married. I guess I was 24.
Yeah.
But I worked in Woolworths all the time. I like the clerk. I like to meet the people, you know, that way. Well, I didn't know how to do anything else anyway.
Right. So you got married and lived in Reno with Dad, huh?
Yeah.
That's when you went to work for the YMCA?
He was already working. After he got out of the Army, he got a job as a part-time boy secretary.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
So how long were you there? How many years were you there at Reno? After you got married?
About 2.
2 or 3? Huh?
Then he got transferred down to Sacramento.
Oh, yeah. That's when you had George and Jean.
Yes, Yeah.
Remember any good experiences in Sacramento? How many years did you live there?
No, not very long. But then we moved down to Stockton. We moved all the time.
Transferred with the
Transferred,
YMCA.
yes, And, well, in Sacramento, at the Y camp, I helped, went with him up to start the Y camp up there by Lake Tahoe. And that was kind of fun, you know. I did the cooking, the spraying, you know.
Was it right on the lake? Or was the Y camp away from the lake?
Oh, yes, yes. Different.
Yeah.
Now you wouldn't know the roads, now you don't know at all.
Was Sacramento a hot place to live?
It was real hot, and Stockton was hotter.
Oh, it was.
Yes, and we did have a car, you know. We had a card. We had a car, finally, because we had to go up to the Y camp, you know, in Sacramento. But I guess it was gasoline shortage then, something. So we didn't use it very much. We didn't drive around an awful lot or anything. Oh, it was too hot. Terrible.
Well, you stayed a short while in Stockton,
Yes, we didn't live long in Stockton.
then where'd you move to? Los
And
Angeles?
San Fernando Valley, I think it was, San Fernando. Yeah. Here.
Did you live there before Van Nuys?
Huh?
Did you live in San Fernando Valley before Van Nuys?
That is Van Nuys.
Oh, that is it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lived there.
And there was nothing,
What do you need?
salt and pepper. Between that and North Hollywood, you know, it's all vacant. Now it's still up tight, you know.
Yeah. still singing in the choirs?
Oh, sang her so I couldn't sing. Oh,
Did you and Dad both sing in the church choir down in Van Nuys?
no, he didn't. I didn't. I told him he had to stay home, take care of the kids, so let me go stay in the choir.
Yeah, well, that happens.
Yeah. So that's one thing I did extra was singing in the choir.
Well, that was, you had me, Walter, when you were in Van Nuys.
Yeah.
That was 6 or 7 years after Jean. Wasn't that kind of a surprise for you?
No.
During
I
the
wanted
Depression?
2 or 3. I wanted a girl, but it turned out to be a girl.
Every mother should have a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Make clothes with and play dolls.
Yeah. I think they keep close as well. You get to keep close to me. Many.
My girls are so close to my wife, not
Sure.
to me, you know.
Uh-huh.
My boys are closer.
Yeah.
Things in common, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't live there but a couple of years, then you moved to Exeter. Did you like living in Exeter?
Yeah, it's nice for town. I still hear from Oda.
Oh,
Also.
yeah.
Yes.
That's,
She told me all about Dick. He lived next door to us. He died last year.
Adams?
And Adams just died. He was doing his exercise, trotting, and he fell over dead.
Jogging, huh?
Uh-huh. Both boys were ministers, but then he went from one thing to another. I don't think he was very happy in the ministry because he was helping working through the jails with people, and different kind of work that way, because he wasn't, I don't think he stayed to the church very much, because he was doing other things when he died. I don't know where the other boy was. But Thelma built their same old house.
Thelma Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a letter from Anna Wilson, and she's grandma now 2 or 3 times. Her daughter, she was so hoping to be grandma someday. And her husband's retired, and the little boy is carrying on to be a builder, something like that, in Santa Cruz, doing real well. But they're still up there at Saratoga. That's pretty country too, around here.
Did you help, now this is in Exeter, so you had 3 sons.
Sang in the choir.
You sang in the choir at the First Presbyterian Church.
That's part of in the high school.
Right.
She's in retirement home down Modesto. She didn't write this last year, so I don't know whether she can or not. And Harry Kelton had the Glee club that I sang in Van Nuys, and the chorus you sang, in the American Legion chorus. She finally quit for all these years. Now she finally quit. She's down near Vallejo, and I think her daughter is down in Vallejo. But she was down blind.
Who's that now?
Harry Catalan, the director, and he was a dentist. He went to the dentist. Yeah.
Well, I start remembering more now because of Exeter. I remember Exeter as being, to me, it was really a nice little town to live in.
Yeah, we lived in the corner and used to run around and finally put you in a kindergarten.
Oh,
Miller said you could put you in kindergarten.
Mr. Stadmiller, yes.
He kind of passed away.
Yeah, yes. I was in the cemetery in Exeter where he's buried.
Oh, really?
My last trip down, I think it was last year.
Oh.
But Exeter hasn't changed.
No.
It's still a little town.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of the school? Was it Lincoln Elementary that Stadmiller was the principal of?
Something like that.
Yeah. And George was going to Exeter High School.
Yeah, Esther was when we had Daddy had wanted to leave. That's when we went to Arizona.
Yeah.
That woman wanted to keep the minister, had to leave.
Had to leave?
Sure, this woman wanted to run him out because he was a conscientious objector in the army,
The minister of the Presbyterian
Yeah.
Church.
So she got him out and she's trying to get Mr. Root out too.
Because,
He was a close friend of what's their name?
yeah, I remember. I remember when they moved because we went out in the backyard by the garbage cans and picked all bunch of pencils and pens out of the...
Oh, that was the minister's wife. The
Yeah.
minister was Esther.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Esther.
Right.
She's still alive in a rest home back in Blue Earth, Minnesota.
Well,
She's written to me every year. She's in a wheelchair.
but he was the conscientious objector, huh?
No, the man before him.
Oh. Wasn't
We were
Bishop.
close, Daddy was close to all the ministers, that was
Right.
everything. And he was okay. She just started against it because she was a conscientious objector in the wartime. I don't know what her sons did.
And this woman in Exeter, was she a...
She was the organist there in the church. But she just ran everything.
was she a publisher of the local newspaper?
He was.
Her husband, huh?
Yeah. What was her name?
I don't know.
Hmm.
But anyway, she got up a vendetta against the Presbyterian minister.
And Phoenix was our place open. So Dad grabbed it. And so we went to Phoenix.
Well, I know Dad was a little unhappy with Tulare County because they didn't pay him much money or give him any raises, I think.
No.
So money-wise...
No, but that was a beautiful Y camp up there.
Oh, yeah. You taught me how to fish.
I fell in once.
I can remember a lot of happy days up there fishing, going out in the middle of the lake and checking out the old stumps and seeing all the blackbird nests.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun to explore.
Uh-huh.
And then I've heard the story. Who was it that saved me when I was 5 or 6 or 7 years old and I went out there and tried to swim and...
It was the Gauchi boy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, not Gauchi.
Well, Dr. Gauchi was
yeah.
Van Nuys.
Yeah. One of the kids did anyway.
He grabbed me, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because you could walk on more. And then you swam across the lake by yourself, coming in the boat, so you weren't supposed to, while everybody else was out of camp.
Looked like I was in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
Trying to remember, we used to have the Baptists come up to our camp. Then there was
Different church groups.
Yeah, different church groups.
Yeah.
I remember a blonde girl. I just can vaguely remember a blonde girl that George liked that came up there, and I sure can't. He used to carry a picture of her in their wallet.
Did he?
In his wallet, yeah.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, that's been a long time ago, too.
They got the valley fever, and the nurse, Marie, I can't think of her last name now, took her down to her home. And same word. You didn't get it. But you know they still get that valley fever down there in Arizona from the dust and stuff. Cats are spreading mine. Got it. They found a dark spot in her lungs. So they operated on her. Figured out I get. They say that valley fever. They think it's from the dust down there in see, they go down there rock hunting for her every year. It's just that short time. Why, she got it. She didn't know what it was. See, they think Gene had spots on his lungs.
Oh.
And
What did Gene and George do during those summers when you and Dad were up at White Camp?
they were there.
They were at the camp too. All five of us were up at the camp.
But they were in the camp party, and you stayed with me. We were. I did all the dirty work cleaning up the camp.
Yeah. Well, do you have fond memories of that White Camp, or bad memories, or?
Oh, I liked it, but I was always disgusted because Daddy wouldn't even let me take any of these kids out. I knew all flowers and everything, but he would go out with maybe one or two kids. He never let me do anything. I didn't have initials behind my name, see. He always had to have high school teachers or somebody else, so he gets notoriety, by having these teachers. He wouldn't let me do anything, so that's when I sat and carved, carved little animals there. They made the pine cone things, pin cushions. We used to go and pick up the pine cones and saw them in half, make them for the kids to take home.
Well, did you have anything to do with the arts and crafts? Or?
He wouldn't let me do it.
Oh.
But the next year, I went up, the young fellow at the Y asked me to go up to kind of be, I wasn't a nurse or anything, but I had him with class, made pin cushions, and then we did more of the flowers. Was flower to the sun, that's
yes,
you put it in.
I remember that.
Yeah, checked all over, and then the kids at the last day, they just had to take everything home and they just did more and more. No, I like that. I like to do things that way, when Daddy wasn't doing. Most wives, that their wives help them, Yeah, but I wasn't educated that way.
Oh. Is that right?
Yeah. He had to have these teachers.
Doing everything.
Yeah. And I knew more about flowers than she did. Well, that's life for you.
Well, then we moved down to Phoenix. George was in the Army.
Yeah.
What was that like when he said, did he just come to you and said he wanted to join the Army one day?
No. See, he had the flu and stayed at his boyfriend's place while we went to Phoenix.
And you hadn't announced or anything about joining?
Nothing. He signed up. They wanted to join up for the underwater, we call it.
Oh.
But he wouldn't do it. Oh, no, he came back. But he was trying to have to go the next day, and he cried and I cried. Oh, dear. So he left. Thank goodness he came back. Every time that phone rang, I didn't think he was going to come back.
From the Army.
Sure.
Yeah.
His friends at John's yesterday, they lost a boy in the Army that way. And Etta lost her boy over there in Europe too, Sad days of war. This is terrible.
Yeah. What was Phoenix like? Do you have any good memories?
Darn hot and no, it's 108. First month we were going to have a garden, 108 for a month. Didn't go down below 100, We sat around with nothing on in the dirty old cooler,
Swamp cooler.
Oh, terrible. Oh, I was glad to get out there. And then, see, I was typing down at the Y. They're having a membership card. And I was doing typing down there when Phil was wrong.
On your side, huh?
Just tell me I was going, our line came home. I was lying down, and I just felt this lump. And so I went right to the doctor. He said there's not a doctor in Phoenix that touched my stomach. So I got Mrs. What was her name? Jeanette Dryden's folks to take care of you, the Jean. Well, Daddy and I went back to Maine. And I said, well, I'm not going to go back there. It's too hot. I couldn't stand that heat.
Back to Phoenix, I mean.
Yes. And that's why Mary then moved back east again, North Carolina. It's just terrible,
Very humid.
Back east again, North Carolina. It's just terrible,
Very humid.
Terrible. But anyway,
Well, you
so
came...
that's when Daddy said, well, could see what he could do, and Boise, Idaho was the only place open. See, Mr. Swihart, they were all mad to see Daddy left, because he hadn't been there 2 years. But he'd got us started in Maricopa County. He got the wife started. But as long as I said I wouldn't go back, that's what they could do is to move. He got it going, so.
And it was sure hot.
Oh, my God.
Well, Dewey Spyhart sure speaks very high of Dad. He likes you and Dad.
Yeah, Daddy worked hard. Real conscientious about his work,
Right.
And so he just moved up here. Everybody raved about it, but I couldn't say any rave. I always kept all that desert and everything. Came up there, go to the Grand Canyon, stopped. I found just a big hole in the ground. I didn't see anything beautiful about that. And then we came on.
Mountain Home Desert.
Yes, all that. And I didn't see a tree till we got almost to Boise. Oh. But then I loved it. I loved it after we got there. And that's when we got interested in run hunting,
Right.
And then we liked it. But you have to have a good hobby to enjoy the desert. Wrap that thing up. That's enough. I don't have anything exciting.
In Boise, George came home from the Army. Jean was there with me, and we were going to school. I started junior high. Jean graduated from high school down in Phoenix, I guess, didn't he?
Yeah.
He started Boise Junior College. And George came back. So
Yeah, and then he went to Moscow.
University of Idaho.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, those were pretty good years for me. I remember the Dad traveled all the time. He was down to Oregon, to Baker and LeGrand, organizing.
There, the Indians are along the, he liked the Indians too. If you'd like to keep it, he would like to have taken on getting more pictures of the Indians. He worked for the museum.
Right.
And
well, did he get involved with the Indians
yes,
in his YMCA work?
Yeah. No, when he was working for the museum.
Oh, yeah.
The last 2 years. He would like to have done that, kept on. Then he decided to come up here.
Right. All those years that, there's about 6 to 8 years there. We went through all the problems of buying that little house. And Mr. Gilmore, the secretary down at the YMCA, lining up that.
He's died now.
Oh, is he dead now?
She was a rent home there in Caldwell for a while.
They've both passed away.
Yeah.
Dad got youth legislature going.
Huh?
He got the youth legislature going. That was an interesting.
Yeah, he liked that. Yeah. They still have it different places.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Up here, I think they do.
And Joe Williams got involved in that too. He helped promote that program along with Dad.
Yeah.
Did Did you, well, I don't suppose anything exciting happened. I remember you and I used to go up fishing on the Boise River.
Oh, God.
It's all underwater now with Lucky Peak Dam, you know, but we used to fish those curves in the road.
I left it at her place up there. We must have fishing up there at her place after went out to school and stuff. Daddy didn't like to fish. It's too bad.
Yeah, he sure didn't, did he?
No, he didn't like it.
And he didn't swim.
He never cleaned, no. He's too tall. No, he's not a sportsman. He's not.
Yeah.
Well, George isn't much of a sportsman either, But
But he sure likes to fish, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves to fish.
I can't remember if you and Dad ever came to the basketball games that I played in at high school.
Oh, yes, sure. I screamed my head off.
Did you?
And one game when you made the point, the last day you made your basket. It was really exciting. We won the game. But there's one fellow there, I don't know what his name was, but he's going boom, 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 down the, instead of going fast, he used to get so mad at him.
He was slow running down the court.
Yes, yes. But your time's running out, and you should hurry. Gosh. I can't listen to these here. They get so mad they can't even hit the basket.
Well, did you?
One day they can hit the basket, and just everything goes fine. The next time they can't hit the basket to save their soul.
The Seattle Sonics, huh?
Oh, yes. I don't know whether they won last night or not.
Did you go to many of those high school games?
Not many, no. We went to several when you were playing there,
You used to listen to some of them on the radio, I think. Didn't they used to broadcast some of them on the radio?
I don't remember. We didn't have much broadcasting.
We didn't have TV, so
No.
mostly everything was radio. Did you ever go to the swimming contest that I swam in?
No, I don't think I did.
There was only a couple of those.
Yeah, because you went to different towns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
we
your
traveled around.
daddy could drive at night or something that we...
Yeah.
No, I didn't get to go to those. I watched the swimming here quite a bit. At least I did.
Whatever got you started giving me saxophone lessons?
Well, Joe had this old saxophone.
Your brother Joe came?
Yeah. And he gave it to us.
That old C melodies?
Yeah. He gave it to us. And, well, you were musical. And I think that Gene and George, well, Mrs. Evans said everybody should start out at the piano and get to understand music, well, that was fine. But to be in school, you should be in the orchestra or something, and not just a piano. And that's where, we got to go and see melody that was any good, then you finally got the second hand or other kind.
Yeah, the E flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you get to mix around and, well, see, Gene was just by himself. He was a good pianist. Gene was very fine. And George was very fine too, but the Army, then they just dropped it, Gene, after he started working, the thing just get too stiff and everything. He never kept on the piano. He might have, but he never mentioned or wanted any instruments. But for blowing, you can keep on blowing, piano, you can do that, but you can always blow your horn.
Well, he took up the bass drum, didn't he?
Did he play the drums for a
Yeah,
while?
he was playing the drums for a while.
Yeah, but you can't do that by yourself much. I can't stand those drums when I think you all take dope to be able to play like they do. Yeah. Well, it's almost 8:30, honey. I think it's better.
Yeah, I think